Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report with Carter and Nate. Thank you guys for tuning in to this Monday edition of the Quack Report. Nate, how's it going today?
I'm doing all right. I'm still. We will. Don't worry, everybody. We won't be going into spoilers on this episode. We're not going to do even a whole lot of discussion. I'm still coming down from the high of going to see Spider-Man: No Way Home, though. Not going to lie. So
Yeah,
got
right?
just like that pent up like yeah going on. So and
Yeah.
I saw the Thursday night preview as well. So like
So this
I've
was
been
like
riding this
3
for a
days
while.
later. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I want to go see it again so badly. So
I know.
badly, man.
Yeah. Just from like scrolling through discussion comments, I'm like, wow, there's so many little things that I missed in this movie.
Yeah.
Like I just got to go again. And
Yeah.
like I know that there's things that just haven't been picked up on yet too. Like, yeah, it definitely deserves a rewatch.
We need the it'll be on Netflix, I think, because it's Sony technically. So
I guess,
but
yeah.
we need it there as soon as possible so we can
Yeah.
like just over analyze the shit out of it. So
Yeah, like frame by frame. Someone's gonna go frame by frame
yeah,
through it.
exactly. So
yeah,
I'm just
it's
riding that high still. It was such a great movie. Such a great movie.
I just saw it last night and it was I went to the 10 p.m. show. I don't think I fell asleep until like 3 a.m. last night because I was just like
going right
laying there awake. Like both me and my girlfriend were just awake, and like every once in a while one of us would be like, oh man, remember this? And
you're just like yes.
Yeah.
So it's such a good movie.
Would highly recommend.
I definitely have to go back to it, I think, in a little bit. I don't want the recency bias in it. I feel like it's going to be at least a top 5 MCU film, though, for me, actually. And I'm trying to remove, recency bias and, the fact that I am like a Spider-Man fanboy and stuff like that, too. But I'm like, that was just such a good movie, I thought. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, like give it a few months and
it's come back to it again.
Gotta see.
Yeah.
So, would highly recommend. It's something like the third highest grossing opening weekend of all time. Obviously, I think it's Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
So
no, I think it's the second for domestic, actually, behind Endgame.
Oh, okay. I think what I saw was worldwide, but yeah, it's still
worldwide.
Either way, it's like it's huge. So.
Yeah, domestically, I think it was looking at like potentially 260 million or something like that. Like just absolutely insane. And then for worldwide, I think it was looking at about 600 for its first weekend.
Yeah, and like, wasn't the budget like 200 or 250 million?
I can double check that here really quickly.
It's just like insane how much money they've already made, and like it's going to be in theaters for at least another 2 months, probably
minimum, just so you can like witness it in theaters, kind of thing. But we'll also have to see with COVID and everything like that too. In the States, I'm sure you guys will be fine, but and don't take this as a jab towards Americans or that kind of thing. Canada is taking this a lot more cautionary, I guess, if that makes sense, right? Like we're
like things out east from where we are already kind of starting to shut down and limit things. So
so you were correct. The budget was $200 million for this. So and
so they've already like tripled the budget.
Yeah,
like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, in one weekend. So, but you knew that was going to happen too, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm not surprised, but
and like there's a lot of weird conflicting things as well, because like I had a discussion with my girlfriend because Kevin Feige was saying we're already getting like the next trilogy made or like planned and stuff like that, and same with Amy Pascal from Sony, but then he also had Tom Holland saying like I'd love to be back, but at the same time in another interview saying like I think I want to take a break and start a family and stuff like that. And so I'm just like I don't really know what's what actually. So
dude, like any interview that these people do before a movie comes out is just like whatever bullshit they can come up with just to like throw everyone off. So
exactly. But
totally aside from Spider-Man, just movies in general, I was not prepared for how many people were going to be in the theater. Like, because it was packed. I don't know. In my mind, I thought they were still gonna, have like kind of that buffer seat in between, and I haven't had to sit directly next to anyone I didn't know in 2 years.
Like in a movie theater kind of thing. I've had it a couple times at like sports or something like that, going to hockey games or whatever. But I wasn't prepared for it for the theater either. Like I was ready to like kick somebody out of my seat or something like that, and it's like, oh no, like there is no buffer seat here. Oh, okay, we'll see how that is. So, but. Yeah, luckily the person I had beside me, they did like I'm a broad-shouldered guy, we'll put it that way, right? That like I do take up space, but like this person was like the person beside me is just like this, like small, like more petite lady, and she's like, put like almost doing the elbow thing to my arm. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, come on. I'm like, you can lean the other way and like be with your friend. Like, you don't gotta.
Yeah.
Like, I got my girlfriend right here. It's okay. Like, I'm good. Thanks.
I don't know. Maybe she liked the beard. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but we both know that I am an absolute softie as well when it comes to movies and characters that I get really attached to. I mean, yeah, you saw me during Endgame, the entire last half hour. I think I was just an absolute wreck.
Yeah,
and I was the exact same for Spider-Man. So for a good portion of it. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. So
yeah. Last thing I want to say, that not getting into any spoilers still, but just the acting in general
was great.
Was phenomenal. Like,
it was so good.
That, like, when's the cutoff for like the movie awards? What are they called? Oscars.
The Oscars. I feel like it's like November or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But I could be totally wrong on that. I'm not.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not really sure. The Oscars and the Grammys are all kind of pretentious, like popularity contests at this point. I don't really pay them a whole lot of mind. So I don't know. But yeah, they're good for a few things still, but others it's so
yeah, no, I don't give a shit what wins the awards either, but it's, I don't know, it's like cool to see the nominees and like be like, oh man, this is actually a movie I saw and it actually was really good, or what is this movie that they're trying to like shove down your throat? Oh, that actually looks kind of interesting. Like Parasite a couple years ago, I was like, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah, but I want to.
Yeah, it was actually really good. Like once you get past the fact that you have to read subtitles, then it's like, it was actually a really good movie. So
sweet.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
With before we get into the Ducks talk, though, shifting away from movies, don't worry, no more Spider-Man, at least until the end. Then maybe there might be.
And again, no spoilers. We're not doing spoilers on this episode. We're giving everybody loads of time. We'll honestly, like when we talk about it, we'll probably be in the new year.
Yeah.
So but oh man. And also, if you're one of those people who put spoilers like right away, like on opening weekend, I just want to say you suck. All right. I just want to say that because, like, again, I'm so glad I put like the 20 words or phrases like blocked on my Twitter account, because as soon as I took that off, and yes, I did a search for Spider-Man because I wanted to see what other people's reactions were to it. It was spoiler central on preview night. Like, technically, it wasn't even opening day yet. People like,
no one gives a shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People like you guys who spoil it on opening weekend, you all suck. Okay. No, you need to be banned from the theater for opening weekend.
No, God, please, no, no.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So is Michael. So, but yeah, like that's why, like, I was kind of glad that I went to the Thursday showing, because it was just everywhere after, like, and even like the next day scrolling on TikTok was just like there was spoilers without warning kind of thing, and it's just like you people, like, that sucks. Don't do that. Don't ruin it for other people.
Yeah.
So, because not everybody can make that Thursday showing, right? Because there's like, they limit that very much so. But
yeah, exactly. Like there's only so many showtimes and so many seats, and people work.
Yeah, exactly. And like this movie crashed websites for people trying to get tickets, right? So yeah, like don't be that asshole. All right. I know you've already done it, but for the next movies or that sort of thing, don't be that asshole. All right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree. 100%. So yeah, before we get into the Ducks talk here, we're nearing Christmas, which or the holiday season, to be inclusive for everybody. Although hasn't Hanukkah already happened?
I think technically. I think so. I don't know.
It's the holidays. We celebrate Christmas here at the Quack Report, judging by our beautiful decorations I got back here.
Your two balls behind you. There's nothing in here, but I know the girlfriend's decorated out in the main room and stuff like that.
I mean, you've got a red Canadiens jersey and you've got a green Dallas Stars jersey behind you.
Yeah, there you go.
I got red and green. I mean, I got it year round, but
I was gonna say Minnesota, but I don't have a Minnesota Wild jersey yet, so I can't do that. So,
but yeah, Christmas coming up, just under a week away. How's your Christmas shopping going? I know you're more on the ball than I am usually.
It is done. It is done.
Nice.
So, but I had a bit of an issue with one gift. she knows about this, so I can explain it. But obviously, she doesn't know what it is. So just in case she's listening or that sort of thing, I'm not gonna say what it is. I had ordered this gift for my girlfriend. I'd ordered like a bunch of things like on one day kind of thing, but it was like over a week later, I realized I didn't have like a confirmation email or anything like that. And I go through my my credit card statement and that sort of thing, and there's a charge there for something that was that price point. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what the hell? And so I talked to like the communications people for this company, and I'm like, I have this charge, but I don't have a confirmation email or anything like that. And they're like, okay, can you give us the email that you put it under and stuff like that, like where it's going to? And so I did, and they're like, we have nothing on file here for you. I'm like, okay, but I have a charge to my card here. Like, how does that work? And they're like, well, it's maybe like a pre-authorization or something. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't make sense that you guys have nothing on file, but I'm getting a pre-authorization charge that I've had to pay off now. Mm-hmm. And they're like, okay, we're going to send this to our resolutions team and we'll try to get this figured out. All right. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So I'm talking with them and they're like, can you send us, like your order information again and send us a picture of your statement or that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And so I did. And they're like, that order on your statement is not with us. It would show up as this. And I'm like, but you guys go through these people. Like I kind of did some research or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I went back and I had messed up in the article I was reading about it, like the business article about it, and realized that it was actually a present that I bought for somebody else that was around the same price point. I hadn't actually pressed like complete my order. And so I'm like, shit.
So that stuff's just like still in your cart, waiting for you to buy it.
Yeah, like everything was in there. I just hadn't pressed complete my order. So I felt so bad. Like I emailed the person back. I'm like, looking further into it. Yes, you are correct. That's on me. I hadn't completed it. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Pretty much. I felt so bad, but
at least you owned up to it instead of being instead of still trying to blame them.
Yeah, no, obviously. And it will still get here for Christmas. I don't think it's going to get here before I go home though. But luckily my girlfriend and I are doing our gift exchange once we come back to our place.
When you come back?
Yeah. So it'll be like the 30th when we come back, I guess. So, but
that's bonkers.
So luckily there's still time for that. But because of that as well, I haven't wrapped any of her presents yet, but everything else is done. So it's going to be like we get back, and luckily like the day we get back, she works that evening. So I got to wrap all that shit. So yeah.
Nice. I've definitely been there though, where like you think that you've went through the whole checkout process, but you haven't. Yeah. But it's always that time where it's like, okay, checkout, and then you put in your information. You're like, okay, that's correct, and then you put in your payment information. Okay, that's correct. It's like, okay, this is your address, this is your payment. Confirm here, and it's like, okay, yes, and then it's like, okay, we just want to double check that all of your items are right. Okay, yes. Oh wait, our system sometimes between this step like wants to double check everything else. It's like, okay, eventually you just kind of assume that you've hit like complete order and that's it, but there's like always that one extra confirmation, and
exactly
that's the one that gets missed. So
yep.
I've done that one too many times now, so now every time I double check and I leave that page open until I get the confirmation email, because sometimes it takes like an hour or so.
But
I always wait, or like I look for a confirmation number or like a print receipt here kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, and that's what I should have done. Like I thought I had seen a confirmation number and stuff like that, but no, I did not.
That's
100% on me. I'm sorry to those resolutions people that I like wasted your time and whatever. If by chance you're listening to this, but then again, I haven't said what the company is or anything like that, so you probably don't know if this is you or not.
Oh no, your email chain definitely got printed out and posted in the company workroom.
Like this fucking idiot.
Yeah. I've not quite finished my Christmas shopping.
I know you haven't.
Yeah.
You texted, was it yesterday? You texted me about like somebody specifically, and I'm like, of course you're not done. It's only the 18th.
Yeah, right. I was like, you know what? The Saturday before Christmas, like that's the day that everybody goes. Like that's retail hell right there. The Saturday before Christmas. So I was like, I have to go, because if I go any other day, there's not going to be anything left on the shelves.
Yeah, exactly.
So I went out yesterday. I still have a couple like just extra little things to get. But for the most part, everything is done. So I got yours sitting right over here.
Oh, nice. You want to turn your camera for me?
Yeah, sure. Here, let me just go get it. And it's no.
Oh man. Good one. I love the present. Thank you. If you're just listening to the podcast, Carter flipped me off. So
yeah. Another reason why you can check us out on YouTube or Twitch
yes,
when this episode premieres, either Monday evenings or when we go live on Wednesday evening.
Yes, and please be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or subscribe as well if you're on Twitch. Just with the algorithm and stuff like that. If you like and subscribe stuff, it puts it on in front of so many more people, like almost instantaneously. So it would be a great help if you could like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Okay, shall we get into the Ducks talk now?
Do we have to for this game? I really don't want to.
No, this is our throwback episode. Going back to the original days. Yeah. Of just tough losses. So, we played the Coyotes. I remember saying on the last episode, this is another should-win game, like against the Kraken. I just hope that the Ducks don't sit back because it's an easier team, like a trap game.
And guess what?
The Ducks
sat back.
Yeah.
And you would have thought that, they sat back in the second period and there was a bit of a comeback. That's when you would have thought they would have been like, okay, maybe we shouldn't. But no, they got ahead a little bit again, sat back again, and we got sent to overtime where we lost on a shot that probably normally that's not going in. I don't know what happened there, and just like the rest of the game as well. Yeah, it was like a sit back thing. The offense was going great. That was fine. I'm not upset about the offense really in this game, right?
You can't be mad about 5 goals.
Yeah, 5 goals on almost 40 shots, right? Like that was a good game offensively. The back end, though, that sucked. That looked like last year where just nobody knows, right? Like guys aren't covering who they should be and leaving guys wide open and stuff like that, right? Like there was 2-3 goals that guys were just wide open to pick up rebounds and stuff like that. Like it was not good whatsoever defensively.
Yeah, so. I even have to put some of this on Gibson as well. Like you were mentioning, like just guys being open for rebounds. Like Gibson's rebound control is usually pretty good.
It just wasn't there. And I'm kind of wondering because oh my god, I can't speak for a second here. I have that as a note here as well. Like Gibson just not looking too great either. He just looked. It's not that he wasn't trying or anything like that. He just looked uncomfortable. Yeah. And I'm wondering, and this is something we've talked about before. I'm wondering if Eakins brought him back in too early.
Probably
because Solars is playing the hot hand there, right? So that's the guy you should have been playing. Not gonna lie, right? But yeah, Gibson just looked uncomfortable coming right back into that. Which Arizona would have been a great game to do it. I feel like as well, but that was a game where you could have had Stellaris, or you keep Gibson out for one more game, and like I was talking about, give that one to Dostal, right? Like you don't.
Yeah, there was no reason to rush Gibson back when the team is winning.
Yeah, exactly. So we would have been fine for a little bit, and so yeah, I'm wondering if that's it, and it wouldn't. Like, I mean, I don't think that thought is without merit because we've seen it happen before. Right, with how Dallas Eakins treats his goaltender, specifically John Gibson, right? He rides him and throws him in as soon as possible. It happened last year as well, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't without merit. And you would think that Dallas Eakins would have learned by now as well.
You'd think, yeah.
So,
but like I get that Gibson is your starter. Like it's not even a 1A, 1B situation. It's Gibson's your number 1, Stellaris is your number 2, and you want to give your best goalie as many chances as you can. So I understand that thinking, but
you got to make sure he's there.
Yeah. And also we don't know the extent of the injury as well. Like we have no idea what it was besides lower body injury. So there's that.
That's something I wish the NHL would give a bit more information on. Right. So
Yeah.
Especially with the inclusion of gambling and stuff like that, right? You got to know what's going on a little bit more, and you can't have, like, keeping on the topic with goalies, you can't have like, oh, we're announcing the starting goalie as soon as warm up is done, right? Because that screws people over. Like, even just for our fantasy league, some are paid, some aren't, but for those ones that are paid, right, like that screws you over at times and stuff like that. So,
it does.
And like if you're betting on games and stuff like that, right, like through things like DraftKings and whatnot,
THPN.
yeah, it screws you over, right? So if the
does.
NHL really wants to do, their sport betting partnerships correctly and everything like that, they got to change the way that they go about this.
Yeah, and some of, like, I guess right now it's because it's dependent on the team, right? So like there's some teams that don't announce their starting goalie until really 5 minutes before the game.
Yeah.
Right? But there's some that will announce it like the day before.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, yeah, this is who was in the starting net in practice today. This is who's getting the start tomorrow. So, but to have that discrepancy, I guess, is just kind of weird. So,
yeah.
What was I going to say? I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, I think Stolarz should have played this game as well.
Yeah.
Again, hindsight is 2020, right? But the yeah, like how do I want to word this? Sorry, I'm lost. So lost. Like, yes, Stolarz was winning, and I get that you want to play your number one goalie, but like, did Gibson even get a practice before this?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I don't.
Yeah, because like the starter wasn't announced until Friday at some point.
Yeah.
And which I know because I have both Stolarz and Gibson in a fantasy league that's paid, so I follow it very closely. And yeah, Gibson wasn't announced until the day of. Thankfully, I didn't play him because I would have lost quite a few points. But yeah, like I don't know. I think if he didn't get a practice in, that's just a very poor choice.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Like,
absolutely.
To just, I get that at the NHL level, and if you're an elite goaltender like Gibson is, you should just be able to be thrown into a game and be ready to go. But at the same time,
from injury where you haven't been playing for 2 weeks.
Yeah, like there's a line. Like if he missed a game because he had like a flu, like the flu or something like that, then sure. Makes sense. Missed a couple practices, whatever. But when it's an injury, I think you need those practices to feel things out and get used to taking shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you're not wrong. So
that's my opinion. But, anything to add?
No, I got nothing to add. Like you said exactly what I would have. Like being in that, having been in that kind of position. So
gotcha. Yeah, it took a while to get out, but I said it.
You got it. I'm glad we got here. I'm proud of you, bud.
Yeah, the only other thing with this game, Max Comtois was back very quietly. I didn't hear anything about that until actual game time, but he was not noticeable at all. No points. I think like one shot. Yeah, not good. He did slot in on that. Yeah, 3 hits. Yeah, he slotted in on the line with Getzlaf and Terry, which is where he spent most of the first bit of the season.
Yeah.
I hope that he figures it out again, because otherwise this is a really bad season for him. And I mean, first game back after injury, like you can't
we'll
expect him to get a hat trick or whatever. Yeah, but I hope I mean, it's hard because then we have 2 games next week, and then it's Christmas, so you have a few days off, and then we'll get into this later. Who knows what's going on in the NHL after that? So it might be kind of slow to get him back into games, but that might also be kind of okay for him. To just kind of ease into it, take some pressure off of him. I mean, the team's been rolling without him too, so he obviously doesn't have the pressure of, oh my god, I got to carry this team and score 40 goals this year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
We got Terry, we got Zegras, we got Milano. It's all good. Yeah, we're good.
All good. And Getzlaf. Don't forget
about Getzlaf. Yeah.
Good old cue ball. So yeah, but I don't like when Comtois is invisible, because I like Comtois.
Yeah. Do too. So
anything else you want to say, or are you done here?
I'm done here.
Okay.
I'm not going to drive too deep into it, because it was a rough game, but it's okay to have those every now and then. I think I'm just more pissed that it happened at the expense of the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah. I mean, On the other hand, it's better than it happening against, say, Vegas, who's right behind us in the standings now.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, when I like,
and we got a point out of it. So
yeah, this is yeah. I mean, you can't complain about a point, right? No. And I mean, sure, whatever. Arizona's at like what 6 wins now. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So
snapped a 6-game losing streak. So
yeah, great. That's awesome. But yeah, that's just this is the last thing I want to say about this. So.
Yeah.
You serious?
It's relevant for pop
very
culture
relevant.
right
Yeah, very relevant.
Okay.
I was gonna say one more thing just about this, and I think we had it. Yeah, we had it the last time that we played Arizona as well. It was a great Jersey matchup. We lost. We lose the Jersey matchup itself because those Kachinas again. Whew, those are good looking. But the Mighty Duck versus the Kachina, that looks so good. That's so good. So
it's classic matchup right there.
Love it.
Okay. Where do you want to go from here? Do you want to? We could take a quick break, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a quick break. Let's do that.
No, we don't have much else to talk about, so now is as good a time as any here.
Yeah.
Football fans, I'm sure we all love an action-packed, high-scoring NFL game. And with the latest no-brainer from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, you'll be a winner once a single point is scored. New customers who bet just $1 on any team to score can win $100 in free bets. It's that simple. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still get in on all of the NFL action. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposits. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use the promo code THPN, bet $1 on any team to score, and win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with promo code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
So this actually just coming out as we were recording and us checking our phones on our break here. So this is kind of old news for you guys now, but we're just finding out about it. The NHL postponing all cross-border games up until the Christmas break, which no surprise there, because I think my understanding is if you test positive in another country, then you can't come back. So over Christmas, you're just alone in a hotel room, not like away from your family. That's not obviously what you want.
Yeah, and if I'm the Anaheim Ducks, I don't want to get stuck in Edmonton on Christmas. Not like it's way too cold.
I wouldn't want to be stuck in Edmonton on like any time of year. Not when you live in California, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's not surprising. So really, I mean, the game against Calgary that was supposed to be on Tuesday already postponed. And so that means Edmonton and Vancouver postponed as well. Yeah. So that whole kind of Western Canadian road trip just not going to happen. So we have no upcoming games.
Yeah, we have no upcoming games, I guess, until after Christmas.
Yeah, we were supposed to have 3, and now we have 0. So,
which sucks as well, like for that Calgary one, because I mean that was more on the Calgary end of it. Luckily they've had like the last 2 days, no one new has tested positive or anything like that.
I mean, do they have anyone new to test positive?
I was laughing. Calgary has enough for 1 3-on-3 line. It was, I believe, Michael Backlund, Matthew Tkachuk, Michael Stone, and goaltender Dan Vladar. Were they were 3-on-3 line pretty much.
Nice.
And I saw a great post earlier that I think you'll appreciate. Matthew Tkachuk really telling COVID to stay off the tracks. But and GM of the Calgary Flames as well, Brad Treliving, having one of the most dad joke things ever. Stay positive, test negative, is how he ended his press conference the other day. So.
Yeah.
No, that was great. But yeah, unfortunately, I guess as of like 5 minutes ago, all cross-border games canceled until after Christmas. So yeah, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver games that are supposed to be happening this week against the Anaheim Ducks are no longer happening. So the Ducks get to enjoy an early Christmas break, I guess. So I'm sure they'll be doing like practices and that kind of stuff as well. They won't completely say, here's a break, like here's a full-time break, right? Because that's going to be a lot to do. But yeah, so
I could see just like optional skates or something like that. Like I don't think it's going to be too crazy because I mean, you practice for say 2 days, say Tuesday and Thursday, and then you have 3 days off for Christmas. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Seems horrible. Kind of weird, but some other games postponed as well. 12 games in total between the 20th and the 23rd. So
yeah,
being postponed. So yeah. Also, I guess that. Oh no, I guess there would still be some games going on. I was like, there's just going to be no games for a week, but I guess
you still got like same games in the States or whatever. So
yeah, or Canadian matchups, which I mean, I don't even know how many games that would actually be. There's going to be 2 on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, none on Wednesday. Yeah, and then I think 2.
No Wednesday night hockey. No Wednesday
quite
night
a few.
Hockey. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, quite a few on Thursday still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so that's on the 23rd. Looks like all all American
games
matchups.
There you go.
I don't see any Canadian teams, so very interesting.
Yeah,
Christmas came early in Canada, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so including in that as well, I guess before this news came out, 5 teams were completely shut down until after Christmas, being Boston Bruins, Calgary Flames, Colorado Avalanche, Florida Panthers, and Nashville Predators. Along with something I had seen here of 8 to 10 officials are now included in COVID protocols as of yesterday, I believe. So being Saturday.
Yeah. So lots of COVID going around.
Yeah. So and it sounds like it is that Omicron variant just going through. So but the good part is though is majority of the players are vaccinated besides Tyler Bertuzzi, which I don't know if you saw the clip from the game. I think it was last night against New Jersey and Detroit. One of the New Jersey guys, I don't remember who it was chirping at Tyler Bertuzzi, and his ending chirp was just get vaccinated kind of thing. So I had to laugh at that. But yeah, because all of these guys are, vaccinated, some are able to get booster shots and that sort of thing. A lot of what we're hearing around the league is that they're mild symptoms or asymptomatic, which is good. That's what this is designed to do, right? The vaccine and stuff like that. So again, I'm no medical expert, so don't be asking me for that kind of stuff. But like, this is what the vaccine is designed to do, right? And it's doing its job, which is good. Yeah. So like, unfortunately, we're getting games postponed and everything like that, but people are remaining more healthy. Right, we're not having instances like I believe it was it Samsonov in Washington, or one of the goalies was talking about like when he had it and he could barely get up a flight of stairs.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think it was
and
him,
he's a professional athlete and stuff like that, right? You got who was it for the Edmonton Oilers that like was not able to play at all this year?
Well, there's 2 of them. There was
2 of them. Yeah,
there was Staylock,
right?
I guess kind of our 3rd string goalie, and Josh Archibald. They both had it was like heart issues, like I think it's inflammation of the heart or something. Yeah.
So I mean, luckily, like everybody who has the full vaccine now, maybe even boosters, right? They don't really have to worry too much about that anymore, which is, again, this is good. This is what it's designed to do.
Because I heard one of the things. Yeah, I heard what the NFL was starting to do as well. I don't have a source on this, but it seemed credible and it seems like a decent idea. But I think what they're doing is like if you test positive but are asymptomatic, then if you get like a negative test later, or you only need 1 negative test or something like that to come back.
I know what you're talking about. It's 2 negative tests in a 24-hour period.
Yeah,
you could play in that game.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I think that means we're also maybe close to like if you test positive but you're asymptomatic, like you can just keep going kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like as long as there's those vaccine mandates in place, because obviously if there isn't, then that means not everybody's protected, and that's kind of the whole point, right? So
yeah, exactly. I haven't read fully into that, but it doesn't sound like the NHL is really close to something like that, just because there's a lot more variables between the NFL and the NHL, right? Of like the NFL, they play on weekends pretty much, whereas the NHL is, you're playing a game minimum every 2-3 days kind of thing, right? So it's a little bit closer and it's a bit harder to judge that. So, but we'll have to see. We'll obviously be keeping up with this as it affects the entire league, not just the Anaheim Ducks, that sort of thing. And we're very lucky, honestly, that we haven't had a whole lot of the COVID stuff to deal with, knock on wood. But I feel like we've been one of the teams that have been very fortunate that we haven't had to deal with a whole lot of, if anything, about this actually. So it's been good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. It's very good. So, and I mean, it's looking like if we're not going to play for a week, we maybe knock on wood, we might be in the clear for a little bit, but we'll see. So, that's really the COVID update.
And I guess that got rid of our upcoming games too. We don't have that to talk about.
Yeah, that got rid of quite a bit. So that really, that really took a good chunk out of the podcast. So
do we want to talk about then? We'll bring it back to a fun kind of topic here. Do we want to talk about the post that we had from Elliot Friedman?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so I was listening to the Jeff Merrick show. I try to listen to it every day once it's put on Spotify or Apple, wherever it goes, kind of thing. And the first chunk of that is normally kind of like a shortened version of 32 Thoughts in a way, right? Where Jeff has Elliot Friedman, who he normally does the podcast with, and that kind of thing. But they were talking about the Anaheim Ducks because later on in the episode, they do have Dallas Eakins on. If you guys haven't listened to that episode yet, go check it out. I think it was from Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So go check it out. But anyway, we had posted as well, reporting on Friege's report that Buffalo's, like what he was hearing was Buffalo's like final ask kind of thing of Anaheim in regards to Jack Eichel. And it was the following: Trevor Zegras, Jamie Drysdale, and 2 first-round picks for a broken Jack Eichel. That's
which is
I understand ludicrous. That for a completely healthy Jack Eichel. I understand that, but for a broken one was that's a little much kind of thing. And I'm glad we weren't the only ones to think this, because this got a massive reaction out of Ducks fans and just other fans even around the league. We can take a look at some of it here because we got comments, everything like that. We got this one from Astral Anna saying Murray made like 3 egregious trades his entire tenure as Ducks GM. This wasn't one of them. We got Anaheim Ducks UK saying love to know what Buffalo was smoking. Probably some good stuff. Let's be honest here.
Oh yeah.
You got Zach Kavanaugh, I think that's how you say it. So sports editor for South OC Sports and San Clemente Times and stuff like that. He's saying, good Lord, huge L for the Bison swords on this one. I got to remember that one. Partially for this ludicrous asking price and partially for what they ended up getting from Vegas, which, you compare the two of these.
Not even close.
And this was asked in our comments of like, why, like what was the reason probably for such drastic difference? My thought is it's because of what I was kind of saying from the beginning. Buffalo figured out they weren't going to get near what they wanted for it because he was hurt and he had been left alone with his injury now for so long. Right. So, and other teams were going to have to pick up the bill. So,
yeah, exactly. Just as a recap, because I had to pull up the actual trade for myself here. It's Jack Eichel in exchange and a conditional pick from the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for Alex Tuck, Peyton Krebs, and 2 conditional picks.
That's so
the conditional
drastic.
pick is a 3rd rounder. I don't know the condition on it. I don't really care, but
like
it's
from
night and day. Yeah.
I think it's, I don't remember the number of games, but it's Jack Eichel has to play a certain amount of games, I think, this season in order for that pick to be met or that pick to go over.
Gotcha.
I want to say it's like 25 or 30 games. I could be wrong on this though. I'm trying to remember. So,
okay. Yeah, no worries. But like to compare just like 1-to-1, Alex Tuck and is not comparable to Trevor Zegras or Jamie Drysdale. Peyton Krebs is not comparable to Trevor Zegras or Jamie Drysdale.
He's a great player, don't get us wrong, but like the potential compared to, right? Like it's not there.
Yeah, exactly. So like honestly, I don't have an issue with the trade that was actually made. I think it's pretty fair, honestly, considering
that's a lot more fair than what we were asked.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't know what would a equal trade using Ducks players look like.
There was a decent suggestion here in our comments. Let me see if I can find it here quick. Here you go. This one was from B.S on Twitter, who had said, I would have countered with a 2023 first, Sam Steele and Jacob Larson. That's maybe a little bit on the low end, but like that's a little bit closer to what Vegas gave.
Yeah, I'd say Sam Steele is decently close.
Yeah. We got some more comments here of, did the front office laugh? I can imagine they laughed.
Oh, yeah.
And yet they ended up getting peanuts from Vegas for him. We got Boomer December 21 here saying Zegras or Drysdale by themselves would be more valuable than an injured Jack Eichel. We can go back into the quote tweets here because this kind of blew up. It was funny. And I even texted you saying, like, what is it with Pittsburgh and Buffalo talk? That's what gets.
Yeah, Ducks fans love Pittsburgh and Buffalo talk. Yeah.
Sorry, really quick aside here, just because the headline popped up here from Sportsnet. The NHL and the NHLPA are expected to make a decision on the Olympics in the coming days. So be sure to look out for that. As soon as we see something about it as well, we'll try to be sharing it with everybody. So on our socials at Quack Report Pod on Twitter and Instagram. So let's see what else we got here in the comments. I was laughing when I saw this. I mean, I'm laughing now too. This is from Greg Dog 08, who says this becomes indefinitely funnier when you realize that the Zegras goal, or the dish again, whatever we're calling it, was scored on Buffalo. Well deserved.
That's true.
Somebody else at Ducks fan zone saying, why not just go for Terry Gibson and Anaheim's next 10 years of first and second rounds while you're at it? What a ridiculous ask. A lot here of like, what the fuck is Buffalo smoking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. I like this one from Uncle Drew at Gutty _. Murray was a dickhead, not a dumbass. Glad that the Ducks didn't pull the trigger on this one. A lot of just like laughing, glad this didn't happen. And I want to add to this as well that this wasn't the only reason that this deal didn't go through. Elliot Friedman was saying as well that the Ducks were close, like at the end still as well. The other reason for the deal not happening with Anaheim was because Bob Murray and the Ducks as well were not too sure about the artificial disc replacement surgery that Jack was wanting. Same as Buffalo, right? Which is the reason they were trying to trade him. So that was one of the failings. So really it did come down to, in the end, Vegas and Calgary. So
but that we're willing to do that specific surgery.
And give up probably what Buffalo was trying to look for, something like that. Had deals close at least, right? So but I want to specifically look at this tweet here though from at Sweet Annie OD on Twitter as well, which was a great follow. Who says, going from this to the return they got from Vegas, oof. But hey, they got Alex Tuck, who is from Rochester and dreamt of being a Buffalo Sabre, which is exactly what they wanted.
That is true. Yeah, there is that, I guess, intangible, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, but yeah, the fact that Buffalo, I forget when this was. I think it was around like the time that like this Jack stuff was really coming out. But they, the Sabres saying like, we want people here who want to be Buffalo Sabres. And it's like, dude, who's wanted to be a Buffalo Sabre over the last 10 years? You guys have been dog shit. Like, nobody wants to be playing there, right? Unless they're a draftee. And then they realize, hey, this is kind of shitty and I want to get the fuck out. So
yeah, exactly. Like I couldn't see Zegras wanting to go
No.
there. Like,
No.
and I feel like he would be pretty vocal about it as well. Like, yeah, he put up with some shit in Anaheim, but like there was still the potential, and like you could see that there was a plan
Yeah,
in place,
exactly.
right? Like if you're going
may
to
not have been a
Buffalo, like
fabulous plan, but there was at least a plan. Yeah, you're going to Buffalo to say goodbye to your career, unless you're Jeff Skinner. You're saying goodbye to your career while getting a handsome paycheck. Like,
yeah, no, Jeff Skinner's not mad, honestly.
no.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm getting paid. It's cold here, but I'm like 45 minutes south of Toronto. So
Yeah.
but
yeah. So I don't know. I've while you've been reading comments, I've been listening, don't worry. But I've also been scrolling on Cap Friendly through Vegas's like roster and like some of their young
they still got to figure
young
something
guys
out here too before he comes back. They're in
Oh,
cap
yeah.
hell with him.
Oh yeah, no, that's a totally different story. But like, I've been looking at their prospects as well. Like, there's no names on here that are even remotely similar to Zegras and Drysdale. Like, there's no. I mean, the closest I would say is maybe Dylan Coughlin, right defenseman that's had a pretty solid year so far. He's 23, 762.5 million. Maybe similar to Drysdale, but also not as high of a ceiling. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that's the closest name I can find that's currently on their roster. I mean, also Krebs has like he was pretty good as well before he got traded, but
Yeah, it's true.
to try and compare that to Zegras, like
I
that's
forget who
laughable.
was talking about it, but I do agree with this route that Vegas will probably take. Look for them to be trading away somebody in exchange for somebody who's on LTIR. I'm kind of wondering right now about the Dallas Stars and Ben Bishop potentially. So just try to trade some money and you throw them on LTIR and you don't have to worry about that money then. Right. And that's how you bring Eichel back in. So yeah, that's the one partner I think that might be happening potentially, because they are, yes, it's Western Conference rivals, but it's not divisional rivals between Vegas and Dallas. And yeah, with the Ben Bishop news coming out last week, that feels like a good suitor right now.
Who do you trade away though to like make that room? Because how much do they need to? I know I said this was a top
about 11 million. You're trading away a couple of guys here.
Yeah,
like that's the thing here, right? It's like you get Jack Eichel, which is amazing, but you're gonna have to give up some decent guys now.
Yeah, like I can't see them getting rid of Pietrangelo because he
just
signed for them in the
there.
playoff leadership. He just signed, but it's 8.8 million.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Shea Theodore at 5.2. I mean, that works, but also he's your second best defenseman. Yeah. What happens when you lose him? Your next best is Braden McNabb, and then you've got four rookies.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure something out here. You can keep going with ideas, but I got an idea brewing here.
Okay. And then you have Mark Stone, 9.5, who's your captain. Yeah, no.
No.
Also a no move. Modified no trade on Pacioretty. Modified no trade on Carlson. Modified no trade on Marchessault. Also, those are your playoff guys. Like, yeah, you don't trade those.
This is really Vegas going, we'll get it done now. We'll kick the actual problem down the road.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you get rid of Riley Smith. Yes, he's an alternate captain, but he's only making $5 million. He's a UFA next season. So get rid of him. He's a winger, so it doesn't really help your center. Well, I mean, they were looking for a center, so they kind of have a surplus of wingers. Honestly, Riley Smith, I could see going, clearing up half of that anyways, or close to, at $5 million. That's really it, though. Everyone else is like peanuts compared to that. Like, it's not worth it to move on from them to clear out that space.
Okay, I'm going to make this about the Anaheim Ducks for a second here.
Okay, as we do. It's our job.
We could be a potential trade partner for this year at least.
Okay.
Because we still have Ryan Ketzler on the books at 6.875. That's a good chunk of change that you take off of your cap if you're the Vegas Golden Knights and you exchange for that. Yeah. And you get the return of Shea Theodore. Because Vegas hates their defensemen.
Yeah.
They like to shuffle those guys around like nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe wishful thinking,
maybe,
probably.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if that's enough still for them, but although I wouldn't be mad about
that's over half of what it's gonna be, plus getting rid of Theodore, right? Like you're not getting, the only thing you're looking at getting in return here is maybe like a pick, but you're looking at a LTIR player that is never going to play for you. Right? So you're not looking for players really in return.
That's I guess that would work then.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wouldn't be mad about that. I don't know where Theodore would play. Like, yes, it sucked to lose him, obviously, but like, I don't know where he would fit into our lineup now.
Yeah.
Like, well, actually,
Not
do I have
bad
it
to
up
have
here?
competition.
No, I have it. I have it up. Let's take a look. Just so I don't forget anybody. Lindholm and Drysdale as first pairing, that stays. Fowler Manson, that stays. I guess Simon Benoit and Kevin Shattenkirk. Yeah. Honestly, you push Manson down to that third pairing. Shattenkirk and Manson. I'm sure one of them will be fine with playing the left side because they're both right-handed D. And then you put Shea Theodore with Cam Fowler on that second pairing. I got no issue with that. Simon Benoit and as your 7th D, like,
When this deal happens, Anaheim management, please just thank the Quack Report in your press conference, and that's all. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else you want to say about this, or
no? I think no. I mean, we've solved the world. We've solved the problems now. That we're good.
Yep. Next, world hunger.
Yeah, which we'll do after a quick word from the Bolts broadcast.
Do you want a true champion's perspective? Well, come on over to the Bolts broadcast, where we talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning, have some friendly banter, and of course, hockey name of the day.
If you pronounce it, you can get it.
Anthony Nunschwander.
You didn't pronounce it right. That's up. Anthony
Nunschwander.
It's N-E-U-E-N. It's Neuenschwander. Anthony Neuenschwander.
Dude, I always slept in German class, so I don't know how you expected me to put that together. Come on.
You only took it for 4 years.
I took it for 2.
Took it for 2 years? Oh no, Jado took it that long.
I took it for 2 years and was like asleep in all of German too.
Oh, you only took it in junior high. You didn't take it in high school at all.
No. Yeah, she sent us across the hallway, and it was like me and I don't know, 5 other people, and all we did was just goof off because it was an empty room of just us while she was too busy yelling at you guys because you guys were a terrible class.
No. We weren't terrible class. A couple people were terrible people. I'm not going to mention names. Not going to call it anybody in this pod. It was
Chase Crawshaw.
It was 100% not me.
Oh boy, I know a couple of those names, but yeah, it's a good point, Chase. We won't mention those here. New episodes every Monday, only on the Hockey Podcast Network.
All right, so world hunger.
Continue to feed biscuits like Trevor Zegras.
There we go.
There you go. Solved it.
Thank you. No. All right. What do we have left? Do we just have what's quacking?
I think we just have what's quacking.
Okay. Cool.
That's what we got.
I guess we're pretty deep into the time. So I don't know. It feels like we haven't really talked that long. So I'm like, what can we find here? But,
I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, we are. I was just thrown off when we didn't have upcoming games to talk about.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. So, okay. What's quacking then?
What is quacking? I don't know.
It's a sound.
Okay, where do you want to start with? You can tell me which one you want to go with here.
Let's start with the first one you have. Whatever that is.
So 2008 is old enough to be a teenager. 2008 was 13 years ago.
For some reason, when you said old enough to be a teenager, my mind went to 18, and I was like, what? That math doesn't add up. But yes, 13. Yeah.
So I would like to share with you the top 5 songs from this week in 2008. All right.
Okay. Let's.
At number 5 was "Just Dance" by Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Classic. Okay, you're in the headspace now.
Yeah,
where we are, kind of thing.
Wait. 2008 that was middle school for us, right?
If
it was 13 years ago,
it would have been like 11.
11.
So like grade 5, grade 6.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Okay, that checks out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. At number 4, "Whatever You Like" by T.I.
I don't know I'm sure if I heard it.
If you heard it, you would know it.
Yeah. What is it? Whatever You Like by T.I.?
Whatever You Like by T.I. Yeah.
Okay. I'll play just enough to not get YouTube mad at us.
Because that is the big issue here. That's why I'm not playing these.
Okay, I'm just going to jump to the middle. Jump ahead a little more.
I think you were at the part that you would have recognized the most, but
okay, yeah.
Anyway,
all
right.
Anyways, don't
number
recognize
3,
it.
At number 3, If I Were a Boy by Beyonce.
Okay.
At number 2, Live Your Life by T.I. and Rihanna.
Who is T.I.? I don't think I've ever heard, like, I actually heard the name, but 2 top songs. That's wild.
Yep. And another person who dominated the top 5 here at number 1 this week in 2008 was Single Ladies by Beyonce.
Nice.
Yeah. I just came across that and I'm like, damn, you want to feel old for a second here? Let's go back to this top 5.
Dude, I remember around when that song was coming out, like that all the girls in my grade would get like a ring pop and just like dance to that, like do the dance from that music video and like 100%. Sing along.
What song is it by Better Man by 5 Seconds of Summer? It has that same kind of feel to me, and I did actually take like the music video from Single Ladies and like that dance from it, and I lined it up with Better Man, and it works perfectly. Nice. Like I guess it's like similar tempo, but it's like the beat specifically works well with it, and I was like, nice. So there you go. There's the top 5 13 years ago. Yeah,
man. That's interesting. That's really taking me back to songs like either I've never heard. I mean, I probably have.
Yeah.
But just like haven't listened to in a long time.
Yeah. You'd recognize it, I think, from like middle school dances or something like that.
I'm sure. Probably. So. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh man, dude, if you ever threw anything by Usher at me, like just that from middle school dances. That's Usher was big. I don't know if he's even still alive, honestly.
Still alive? Jesus.
I just haven't heard anything from him. It's like probably since I was in middle school.
I think he's just more like producing and that kind of thing. But like, yeah,
that makes sense.
Still alive? Jesus Christ.
I mean, I figured, but like, I just mean he hasn't. I don't think he's come out with any music.
I think he has.
Unless I'm just an idiot.
You might be an idiot.
Okay, well, it's not might, but.
Oh, sorry, you are.
Yeah. Oh no, he came out with music in 2018. So
yeah,
that's fairly.
Yeah, recent. I think he's doing a bit more of like the producer side right now.
It seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Usher, if you're listening to this for whatever stupid reason, I'm sorry for thinking you were dead.
Usher's like, I'm never listening to these guys again.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
Okay.
And
what else?
Last thing I got here for What's Quacking. We said we were going to return to Spider-Man for
Spoiler
a brief
free
moment. Spoiler free. Don't worry about it. Spoiler free. But I feel like everybody who's gone to see this movie had a similar reaction to this guy, which is on TikTok at Mosh Pit Jones, who had posted this video. Mind your ears. This might get a little bit louder than our volumes right now. So
go see Spider-Man. I'll finish this video. Once it's done, I'll let you know if it's good or not. God! My God!
Do we want it one more time?
Yeah.
I'm about to go see Spider-Man. I'll finish this video. Once it's done, I'll let you know if it's good or not. God! My God!
Not gonna lie, like when I say like similar reaction, like I had a similar reaction to this. We got my girlfriend and I got in the car and I turned to her and I'm like, cover your ears for a second. She's like, why? I'm like, cover your ears for a second. She's like, you're gonna yell, aren't you? I'm like, just cover your ears. She covered her ears and I just yelled and I was like, holy shit. So again, if you haven't gone to see Spider-Man, what are you doing? What else are you doing?
Zero excuses.
Yeah, zero excuses. You're not watching any more Ducks hockey now until after Christmas.
You know,
so we should have that to worry about.
We should have topped off the episode with like, if you haven't gone to see Spider-Man No Way Home yet, this will be here when you get back. Go see Spider-Man.
Go see it right now.
Yeah.
Go. Get out of here.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Oh man, but yeah, definitely go see that movie. But yeah, I had that reaction 100%. I just started yelling in the car. I was like, "Holy shit, so good!" I loved it.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure that there's tons of people that feel the same way about that as well, and they just need some way to decompress. So Nate, where can they take out all of their emotions and discuss some Spider-Man with you?
Let's DM them. Because we don't want to give spoilers out on the first weekend or first week kind of deal. So you can DM them to me at Tatenhomas, TATENHOMAS, along with the Quack Report account as usual.
Yeah. As well, I guess I don't know. I'll be here if you maybe if you want to talk some Spider-Man at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. No Ducks games, so I guess just enjoy your holiday break and do whatever you would otherwise do.